Okay, let me break this down. So, the Wyndham Championship just wrapped up, and the big headline is Michael Brennan taking home over $1.5 million. But wait, let's not just skim the surface here. Because if you look closer, this tournament wasn't just about the trophy. It was a high-stakes poker game where careers were on the line. Personally, I think the real drama wasn't just Brennan's win, it was the frantic scramble behind the scenes to make the FedEx Cup playoffs. That's where the real sweat was happening. First, let's talk about Brennan's payday. $1.53 million for one tournament. That's insane when you think about it. But here's the thing, golf is one of those sports where a single good week can change your life. Unlike team sports where salaries are guaranteed, PGA Tour pros, their income is wildly volatile. One bad tournament can erase months of earnings. Brennan's win is huge, but what's fascinating is how this victory might define his career. Second-time winner. That's a comeback story waiting to happen, or a flash in the pan. What makes this really interesting is how pressure works in golf. You're not just battling the course, you're battling your own mind every single shot. Imagine carrying the weight of that check on your swing. Now, let's zoom out. The Wyndham was the last chance for players to claw their way into the FedEx Cup playoffs. The top 70 qualify, and Sunday's leaderboard was a blood sport. Picture this, a golfer holes a birdie on 17, jumps 5 spots, and suddenly they are in the playoffs. Then someone else bogeys the last hole, and misses by a hair. That's brutal. What many people don't realize is how precarious this life is. Even stars like Jordan Spieth or Brooks Koepka were hovering near the cutoff line. Spieth ended at -11, cashing a $112,000 check. Not bad, right? But if he'd missed the playoffs, he'd be staring down a season effectively ending in mid-August. That's the razor's edge these athletes walk. The payout structure here is also wild when you compare it to other sports. First place gets $1.5 million, but the guy in 70th might scrape into the playoffs by a hair, and suddenly has 3 more tournaments to play. Meanwhile, someone at 71st, they are done. Poof. That's a staggering gap in financial security. And let's talk about the PGA Tour's model. It's winner-take-all in a way that feels almost capitalist. The top 10 players here took home over $6 million combined. The bottom half, struggling for scraps. Is this sustainable? In my opinion, this reflects a bigger issue in golf's ecosystem. It's a meritocracy, sure, but it's also a system that punishes consistency unless you're consistently elite. But here's the twist, Brennan's win might not even be the most consequential takeaway. The real story is the FedEx Cup cutoff. Players like Kevin Yu or Harry Hall might have landed in the top 5 and earned a playoff spot, which could mean millions more in endorsements alone. Golf isn't just about skill, it's about timing. And this tournament was a masterclass in how one event can ripple through careers. If you take a step back and think about it, the PGA Tour is basically a Hunger Games for adults. Every tournament is a job interview, a paycheck, and a career lifeline rolled into one. So, what's the takeaway? Golf's financial structure is as thrilling as it is ruthless. Brennan's victory is a feel-good story, but the real drama is the systemic pressure cooker the tour creates. And for fans, that's what keeps us hooked. Because every shot isn't just about pride, it's about survival. What do you think? Is this system genius or cruel? Let me know in the comments, because trust me, there's a lot more to unpack here than just who held the trophy at the end.